is Six Sigma? Six Sigma, as I said, that it's a tool or techniques to improve the quality of the processes. So if you know the process, which means that taking inputs and put it in the operation to get the output, it is the same philosophy, what we call it PDCA, which is plan, do, check philosophy, quality assurance philosophy, or Damian wheel kind of philosophy. But it says that in addition to those PDCA cycle, they says that it will improve the quality of processes outputs. Number one, by how? By identifying and then removing the causes of the defects. So in this industry, Six Sigma is different from PDCA or quality assurance or Damian wheel, is that in this Sigma philosophy, the process have to identify the defects, and then they should have the corrective and preventive actions so that these defects can be removed. So this is a very, very critical and important difference between ISO 9001 or all other kind of ISO systems which are based on PDCA and Six Sigma. The Six Sigma is identification of the defects and removing of the defects. Please remember that one. Okay. Then Six Sigma is approach, is a collection of managerial techniques and statistical concepts and techniques that focus that what are the variation in the processes. And these variations should be identified, they should be removed, and they should be prevented so that the deficiency in these kinds of processes and products can be controlled. That's the baseline of that we have to identify, that we have to detect, then we have to prevent these deficiency in the product so that a variation can be minimized. The concept of variations, that you know what is variation. Variation means that no two items will be partly identical. There are always a 99.9% kind of variation of 0.11% variation. So Six Sigma talks about that we have to use managerial, administrative, and statistical techniques or concepts that we can identify what are the variations so that we can control these deficiencies in order to provide a high-grade product to the end customer so that the industry will not suffer because of these variations, because these are not only quality variations, these are also safety variations. In these process, what they say is that the variation, a Six Sigma process in which 99.99% of the products manufactured, they said it should be free from the defects. In their industrial terms, they call 3.4 defects per million. If you are producing a 1 million products and then there are 3.4 defects in 1 million, then it means it's a 99.9999966% is the products are okay to use. It is a high quality, and this is what we call it a good product. So please remember these kinds of terms because you don't listen usually these kinds of terms every day. So the baseline of this perfection or less variation is 3.4 defects per million. It means that if there are 1 million parts you guys are producing and there are only 3.4% or 3.4 defects in 1 million are there, then it means it is 99.99999, almost 100% is there is a accuracy in that. Six Sigma is using a brand with the concept. The concept is based on total quality management. Total quality management is, you know, that total quality management is based on the customer satisfaction. So at the end of the day, the Six Sigma methodology, 3.4 defects per million, talks about that if the accuracy of 99.9999% is there, it means there is a less chances that you will be having a customer dissatisfaction. You will be having customers, more customer satisfaction and consumer satisfaction. The processes will be improved. The processes are going to be what you call it's a defect free, and you are going to have an excellent upper level of customer satisfaction index. Where it is used, manufacturing methods of Six Sigmas are used in production, in job production, in mass production, in the banking sector, in airline industries, in NASA industries, you name it. All the big industries, the big corporates, where any kind of production processing is going on, Six Sigma is used as a statistical technique to verify the lower level of defects in order to get more perfection. Sir Bill Smith. He is called as the father of the Six Sigma. Sir Bill Smith, he was an American born in 1929, Brooklyn, New York. And then he went into different kinds of university programs. And he actually was basically, by education-wise, he was an engineer and working 30 years before he joined Motorola in 1992. And then they started doing this program of Six Sigma. He used to say that if you want to improve something, involve the people who are doing the job. And this is a very, very fundamental, what you call a principle. If you have known about the 8 principles of quality management system, then one of the principles is that you got to involve the people. Because these are the people who are the assets, and these are the people who can give you no better than anybody else who are working on the belt, who is working on the line, who are involved in the procedure, manufacturing, processing, or whatever. So involvement of the people is a fundamental base for the Six Sigma. And that is, again, a management principle of quality management system. What are the methods? What is the characteristics of Six Sigma? Six Sigma talks about statistical, and then there is a methodological approach. Six Sigma says, Six Sigma is a Greek word actually. It's a Greek letter from the Greek alphabet. Okay, and if somebody knows the epidemiology or statistics, he will be knowing that what is the standard deviation in the statistics. And standard deviation is a kind of tool which you use to measure the variance. Variance means a differences in 2 things at one point. So it is an important tool. Variance is which is an important tool, so that which can measure the non-conformances from any product, which is going to be as an output of an input. So in just simple ways, rather than putting you in a different problem, that Six Sigma is a measurement tool of measuring the standard deviation in case of variance, that if there are 2 things are equal or they are not equal, so that they can identify and they can control the variance, so that at the end of the day, the final product will be not having any kind of defects, and it will be an improved product. Then methodological approach. There is a Six Sigma is not only a improvement strategy only in the theory. They use 2 kinds of philosophies, methodologies, which we call it DMAIC and DMADV, which can be used to improve the quality of the production, which I'm going to go through it. Okay, and then you will know that what is the difference between these 2 methodologies and how we need to control, and what is the emphasis Six Sigma is paying on that one. Six Sigma is, again, it's a fact and data-based approach. It is a factual approach that at the end of the day, Six Sigma talk about that all those statistical methods and methodological DMAIC or DOAC, they are the techniques which we should take into account, so that at the end of the day, the facts can be highlighted and controls can be measured. So this is a scientific approach. It's not a story-based or some kind of things. Then second thing is project and objective-based focus. Six Sigma always implemented in those kinds of organizations which are a project-based companies who have some kinds of processing, manufacturing, and all those kind of products which can create a kind of defects. And if these defects not identified at a proper level, at a proper time, at the end of the day, they will not give a good results. So these are objective-based, scientific, and data-based methodology. so that at the end of the day, it will enhance the profitability for the company or something. Again, as I said, Six Sigma is based on TQM, which is the total quality management. And total quality management means that all those organizations who are customer focused, who thinks that customer is fundamental to their processes, their end products, and without them, they cannot do the business, they cannot satisfy the legal requirements, they cannot satisfy the customer requirement. So they are the one who are the focus of this customer. All those companies who thinks that they want to improve their profitability, reduce their wastages, then they have to be a customer focused organization. And as we said that TQM based approach means that customer focus, customer requirements take into consideration, put them in the processes so that we can get a customer satisfaction. So it's a customer focused approach. As Mr. Sir Bill Smith said, teamwork approach to the quality management is one of the fundamental important principles of quality management system, that the no system, improvement system, you cannot work as a solo actor. You got to involve the people, you got to involve the team, you have to make a team so that the controlling and improving the quality of the people will come from the team, not as one person. So it's not a one-man job, it's a teamwork. So that's why it is all a customer-focused teamwork approach of the quality management system to get the best result of the Six Sigma implementation. What is the Six Sigma objective? Why we need that? Overall business improvement, of course. You know, a lot of big organizations, big processing companies, big plants, car factories, power plants, banks, and you name, even in NASA, you know, they use Six Sigma methodology so that they can improve their business, okay, profitability, reduce their waste. So it becomes reducing the number of defects in any product so that they can reduce the waste, they can reduce the insurance liability, they can increase the profit. So this is one of the objectives. Then remedy defects and variability. Any business who wants to improve the business, they want to reduce the number of defective products so that their wastages can be controlled. If their wastages can be controlled indirectly, the profitability will be increased, customer will be happy, customer will be satisfied. Reduce cost. When you have a cost control, effective cost control management in any company, it means that the cost of doing the business, it is going to be improved. So simple, reducing cost, improved cycle time. Any cycle time, it means that the time of doing the thing 2 times by implementing the best practices, best strategies, best statistics, whether it is in production, whether it is in maintenance, whether it is in personal, it will reduce your cycle time. It means that in a less time, you will improve the products, you will provide a customer satisfied end results, and all those cycles in the company, whether it is a human resources, maintenance, or production, definitely it is going to be improved and the cost will be reduced. At the end of the day, as we said, all these system of quality improvement, whether it is ISO 9001, whether it is all other quality improvement tools, end result is a increased customer satisfaction. And customer satisfaction is the objective of Six Sigma. In addition to that, that profitability of the company, it will be improved, it will be enhanced, so that all those objectives of customer satisfaction as well as increase profitability, reduce wastage will be improved by implementing a successful Six Sigma program in any kind of corporate or industry or factory or whatever you name it. This is just a simple chart in which you can see that what are the level of Six Sigma levels starting from down. In the first, you will see 2, 3, 3.5, 4, 5, 6. And these are the numbers and statistics are given by the accuracy level. If you will go to the second section table, you will see the percentage of accuracy. If it's 69.1% accuracy of 3.4 defects per million, then if it is coming after the statistics 2, it means that your products are only 69% accurate. And as the number increased on the left side from 3 to 3.5 to 4, 4, 5, and 6. So you can see that, what are the level of perfection it going. As I said, these are the scientific techniques. There are tools, there are software which will help to implement these systems. So the last one is defects per million opportunity, DPMO. This is another term which will be now new for you. It is called defect per million opportunities, that how many defects are there and how many opportunities are there. That if 69.1% defects accuracy is there, it means there are 308,537 opportunities are there to correct that. It means there are 30853 type of things or strategies or methodologies or improvement you can do in order to get that. And if you will get to a final product which is a 699.9997%, so it means only in that case 3.4, which I told you, 3.4 per million defects per million, it is the accurate, the best practices which the Six Sigma says, by implementing different kinds of scientific and statistical techniques, you can achieve these kinds of accuracy. Let's go to another slide, which I said that DPMA formula. DPMA means defect per million opportunities. So if you find a total number of defects in one sample and then you multiplied them with the different numbers of opportunities, which I said in the last slide, if this is the level, you divide them in 66,807 and then you multiplied 1 million parts, so then you will get 3.4 defects per million. We call it defect per million opportunity. This is just giving you a kind of information which you should remember, because when you are going to attend the other courses, just like a green belt and black belt and master black belt, then you will know what are the different kinds of techniques you are talking about. Again, if you will see this chart, it's a learning curve. If you will say that the objective is 3.4 million defects per million start and mean is 99.9.7, so that it's a defect free to get at the end of the day the output 3.4 defects per million. This is a learning curve, what we call it. What are the methodologies? There are two different types of methodologies in Six Sigma which are applicable all around the world in different kinds of industries, in different kinds of projects. And these, number one is called DMAIC, the other one DMADV. There are different pronunciation. People spell it like DMAIC. The other ones people call DMADV. So these both methodologies are consist of 5 phases, which I'm going to give you one by one. The number one methodology is used for the projects who are aimed to improve an existing business process. If some factory, some process, some corporate is having already a project going on, a production going on, a business strategy or product launching is going on, they want to improve that, then these strategies applicable, which we call DMAIC or DMAIC. But other strategy, which is a DMADV, which we call it DMADV, for if somebody wants to start a new project and wants to create a new project or a new process, so they will use this strategy or this methodology. So first one, DMAIC, is for those strategies for those processes and those products which are already under production or under process or under whatever the manufacturing or whatever you name it. And DMADV is for those one, if you want to start from scratch, you want to create new product or new process design, so then it will be used. Let's go to one. DMAIC or DMAIC methodology, it consists of 5 phases. Number 1 is define, then measure. Number 3 is analyze. Number 4 to improve, and then to control. Let's go one by one. Define. Define means define the system. Okay, you have to define the system. It means that you take the customer's requirements and customer needs, and then you define what are the project's goals specifically according to the customer requirement and the customer needs. This is we call define. Okay, Then number two is measure. Measure the key aspects of the current processes. That what are the processes is happening as again, it's a reminder that this we are using for those processes which are already undergoing. So it is an improvement of the efficiency and the productivity and the defect-free kind of product. So it means you have to measure what is happening. What are the current processes going on and what are the problems they are facing, so that you have to collect the relative data for those what is happening online at a real time. Number three, analyze. Now you have get something production or process going on, you collect the data, then now number three, you have to analyze the data. You have to analyze the data to investigate and verify what are the cause and effect relationship, what are the problems and what is causing and what these causing the defect. So you have to define the relationship, that at what stage these problems are happening and what are the reason for these problems to be happen, in a very, very simple word. Number four, then based on that data, now you have to make the improvement strategies, so that what kind of improvement in the processing and product we can improve, which can based on the data analysis, such as design of the equipment, just like mistake proofing, standard to work, new future state processes, different kinds of things, different strategies. These strategies, maybe it's new to you because I did not discuss these are a green belt and these are a black belt kind of strategies, which we cannot do that. So there are so many improvement tools. So first thing is, number one, you have to define, then you have to measure, then you have to analyze, then you have to improve. And last but not the least, in the DMAIC methodology is to control. In control the future state of that prospect, so that these defects which you identify, which you analyze, which you did the cause effect analysis, so that what causing what kind of defect, so that these will not happen. So then you take an improvement strategy and you use different kinds of techniques. After using these different techniques, you have to, number five, control it. Control so that these things never happened again. It will not be repeated. So implement control systems such as statistical process control, production boards, visual workplaces, continuously monitoring by the people online and all these. You can define so many different kinds of techniques by controlling these kinds of parameters, so that at the end of the day, you can have successfully controlled the defects and improve the outcome of the final product. This we call it the DMAIC methodology, and this methodology is used for those existing processes and products which are already on the line and you want to improve the quality of that. Next is DMADV. It is again a 5-stage or 5 phases philosophy methodology. When you want to design a new product or new process, so then you have to use this methodology in 6 Sigma philosophy of improvement. Sets number one, you have to define it, then you have to measure it, then you have to analyze it, then you have to design it, then you have to verify it. Let's go one by one again. Define. It means you have to have your customer requirement, customer need. You have to define the design goal, what you are going to produce, what process you are going to start, so that whether it is the customer requirement, whether it is the legal requirement, whether it is the international legal requirement, and then you make a strategy for which we call in PDCA plan. It is in 6 Sigma, it's called define. So defining means planning. You are planning here according to the customer requirement and the customer needs, that what are the requirements are need to be done by you as per the customer needs and the customer requirement, so that he will be happy, he will be satisfied. So number one is defining or planning. Number two is measure. Okay, measuring, identifying, that it means that you have to measure that we are going to produce this product or this process going to be invented. So what are the critical control points to quality? We call it critical quality control CQC points so that we can control the quality of that product, so that we can produce capability, we can get the capabilities of that one. If you are going to produce a product and you don't have the capability of that product, and you don't know what are the critical points, the quality and safety of that product, it means that you are putting the production processes capability on risk. So that's why it is very, very important that first you have to design what you want according to the customer requirement, which is we call defining. Number two is measuring, that you have to measure what are the critical quality points which needs to be controlled, whether we have the capability, whether we have a risk if we are not going to control the capability. Define and measure. Number three is analyze. After implementing, now you have to see whether the design which you've done, whether the products you design, whether the processes you design, it is working or not. If it is working very good, or whether you need to, what you call it, have an alternative designs for that one, or whether we have to change the process, whether we have to change the specifications. So this we call analysis, okay, and in PDCA cycle we call check. After checking, after analyzing, if you think that it's not working, then you have to improve. It means that you have to modify the design of the product, modify the design of the process, but you have to do the capabilities, human resources, machines, mechanics, or whatever, you name it. So you have to do PDCA. So this design, we have to change the design. And number five, then you have to put this design or this process or this product again, run the trial, see the production process, see the process, and then you got to verify whether it is working or not. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are two methodologies, one for the existing processes, one for the new processes. I will go back once again that so that you can remember that for the existing processes, we call it define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. This is the methodology which we are using for the existing products and processes. Okay, and for the new products, which we call DMADV or DMADV, is called first of all defining, then you measure it, working or not, analyze it, it's good, or we need to change it. If you need to change it, redesign, again, redesign or reprocess or change. And at the end, you put that design, that product, that process, modified one into process, and then you verify whether it is giving you a design, its required results or not. That was the methodology. Now we have to come to this belt system. As I said, these belt systems are, I think it's there again, a kind of brain process, brainstorming process implementation that they want to see. It's not, again, it's not a judo karate belt, it's not a martial art belts, but they name it that anybody having, there are 5 systems in that one, there are 5 belts in according to the people who got trained, who got involved in 6 Sigma processes. So in 6 Sigma process, Sigma methodologies, the people who are working with this management system, just like in ISO management system, we call them management representative or team leaders. In food safety management system, we call them food team leader or all those kinds of things. In 6 Sigma methodology, we call there is the people who are involved, who are certified, and who can work on this system is called belt holders. And these belt holders are having 5 actual belts, which we call a white belt, a yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt. After master black belt on the top is, we call them a champion. So, but physically and system wise, these are the 5 belts which are available. I'll just give you just a small explanation of each belt so that you will know that what is these belt for and what is this are required for. Okay, let's start from the white belt, which is the base. It means that the people who are involved in 6 Sigma program, they should have at least a basic idea of what are these Six Sigma, what we are doing it, why we doing it, what are the requirements. Then it comes the yellow belt. Yellow belt is a little bit more advanced level in which you talk about the methodology, just like you are attending this program today. So this program is for yellow belt. It means that I'm giving you what is a Six Sigma methodology, why the companies need to implement Six Sigma methodology for improvement. Okay, what are the methodologies? So we talk about two types of methodologies, DMAIC and DMAP, and then you need to know that what are the other functions Six Sigma is going to do. This is called a yellow belt. Green belt are those people actually uh, who are at least in their role function 25% of their time goes into Six Sigma methodology. They implement, okay, and they help with the implementation of the processes and the statistical and data techniques, okay, and they help the black belt so that they can do their jobs. Black belt on the black, black belt on the other hand, they are the one who are the project managers. These are the project managers that who implement the Six Sigma programs, who most of the time they are dedicated to implement and follow the Six Sigma methodologies and strategies and techniques and tools. So black belt are the project managers, green belt are the associates to the black belt, so that they can help the black belts to successfully implement the system. Master black belts are those gentlemen or those ladies who are well trained in Six Sigma methodologies, techniques, and who will try or who will train the all black belt, green belt, and yellow belt people. Okay, and they coaches and they train 100% of them in Six Sigma. They help the champions. Who are the champions? Champions are the one who are wholly solely the responsibility of a successful Six Sigma program. So once again, I just want to go through it because it's very interesting. A lot of people, they don't know what they have to do. It's something new, Six Sigma program methodology. A lot of people, they listen, they hear, but on the internet. White belt people are those trained people who just got the basic concept of Six Sigma. Yellow belt are those staff who spend 25% of their total time in the project on Six Sigma program and the report, and they know the methodology. They know the methodologies of the DMAIC and DMAP, and they know the basic principle of that. Green belt one are the associate of the project managers who help the implementation of Six Sigma programs to the black belt. Black belt are those who are the project managers actually who are responsible for implementation of the Six Sigma philosophies, methodologies, techniques, and tools in the corporate, in the processing plant. Master black belts are those who are a trainer, who are the coach for all those black belt, green belt, and yellow belt people. And they are supervising the whole process. And on the top one is the champion. Champion is the wholly solely in charge of the Six Sigma programs, and they have to go through all kinds of trainings. All these levels, green from 3, 4, 5, 6, what we call it, or green, black, master black, and champions, they have to undergo a certified training programs to get their belts in order to work on these processes and these programs. And on top of that one is an executive leadership, which include the CEO, the president of the top management, who is responsible to provide the resources, the vision to implement a Six Sigma program. So this is just a simple implement, what you call it, a belt system and roles of that one, because a lot of people, they are not aware of that. So I thought that I should tell you that what are these belts and whether these belts are, then they're not fighting with each other. There is no karate, there is no judo, there is no taekwondo. These are different kinds of belt, but the base is the same, martial art belts. In their improvement strategies and techniques and implementation, there are a lot of softwares the companies are using, Arena, Riggs, mathematical, Statistical, so many. So these are different kinds of improvement tools which are implemented on the basis of what you call it, at a process and the production level. And nowadays, a lot of are available. Some are house designed, some are contracted, some are as per, I can just give you a small explanation that there is Arena, there is Aris, 6sigma. There are different tools the companies have invented so that they can control the methodology of DMAIC and DMADV in order to smoothen the processing of any kind of things. So sometimes it's manual, but most of the time it's all systematically attained, systematically designed as per the customer requirement, corporate requirement, process requirement, and product requirement. Nowadays, 6sigma, everybody, Sigma is in the market. Few people are trained, but everybody, claims that, we are the best consultants and we are the best trainers and we are the best implementers. So you make sure that whenever you choose somebody, hey, the company should have a credential. The people who are working for 6sigma consultancy training and implementation, they are well taught, well experienced, so that the desired results your organization can get it out of that. And these create, a lot of positive and negative defect. But at the end of the day, as Mr. Joseph M. Juan described, that 6sigma, it's a basic version of quality improvement. There is nothing new here. It is the same thing provided your company is customer focused, the company is team oriented, and you have those methodologies and these kinds of end result that which you are looking for to improve the 6sigma improvement. Two examples which I can give you, case studies which we have done in 6sigma was introduced in Korea in 1997. And at that time, Samsung was a very, very small company. So they implemented, on one division, they said that how we can improve the quality of these lights. So they put this 6sigma strategy in black and white brown tube light. And at the end of the day, when they implemented, there's a very long work study, but I don't want to waste your time on that. But not only they improved the quality of these products, and they increase the business of these quality products, and they reduce the wastage of these products. Okay, and now they are all over the world supplying, and they are the leading player in these kinds of strategies which are implemented. What was the strategy? Samsung's strategy was the same thing what we have gone through it, which is DMAIC, that, okay, what is the total change? They said the direction, problem solving, statistical techniques, elimination of waste, and continuously learning. And they divided into that. There are problems. You have to see the problems in the products. You have to see the problems in the processes, and you have to see the problems in the people. If you control three of the problems, whether it is a product, whether the process, or the people, you can, go to that level where Samsung is today. So if you will go through that table, which is, at the end, the bottom, that the product, big variation, occurrence of defects, processes, high quality cost, not enough provision, then high quality cost, again in the people, not enough provision of unified. So these three processes, Samsung said, if you will control on these problems or finding the defects in the product, in the process, and the people, you can easily make a right decision to solve these problems. And then you can get what are the base, what is the base for improving and reducing the consumption. So this was again a defect. The second case study they done was in LG Electronics. LG Electronics, exactly the same thing. They have digital appliances, digital media, digital multimedia, healthcare, power generations, anything. This is one of the biggest multinational company. They implement the same strategy, and today, they are the leader in kinds of electronics, all kind of electronics products and other home use products. Then the same strategies was used in one of the biggest pharma company, which was a Catalent pharma solution, and they wanted to improve, their biological and consumer health products in a way that it will be highly quality and safety products for the end users. They got very, very important business projects, and at the end of the day, they got a very Golden Globe Award or something like that, which shows that they were improving the quality, they were improving the safety of the products, and they were reducing the cost. Recently, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, there is a very common name now we are using. It's a Lean Six Sigma. What is Lean? As we said, the whole philosophy of the Six Sigma program was to improve the quality and reduce the waste. So in order to reduce the waste, because it's become a very, very specifically oriented, so now they are using a name called Lean Six Sigma. Lean means a wastage. Lean is a combination of two powerful methods, Lean and Six Sigma. What is Lean? Leaning means that you have to reduce the waste. So, and then plus you, with that goal, okay, when you are streamlining your processes to reduce the waste, it becomes lean. And when you implement with performance improvement, which is a Six Sigma, two types of strategies, which mean reducing the defects by effectively solving the problems, then you will get what? Lean Six Sigma. So it is a combination of controlling of the waste, which we were doing indirectly in Six Sigma. They says that no, you have to have a specific procedures in a process which will control and reduce the waste, and then you add with the Six Sigma philosophy methodologies, tools, and all those kinds of techniques, so it will give you Lean Six Sigma. Okay, other than that, there is nothing different in that. These Lean Six Sigma is nowadays very hot in all kind of industries, all kind of corporates, and which, if you are using the right consultant, the right trainers, the right company, it will not only improve the efficiencies, improve the product and process quality and safety, but it will increase the profitability of the processing company. This is the last slide of today's webinar. I hope that it will give you just kind of a preview of what is a Lean Six Sigma program. This is actually based, all these slides, 43 slides, are based on the qualification of yellow belt qualification. So at the end of the day, anybody who is registered for this webinar, I think they are going to get a free certificates of Lean Six Sigma yellow belt training. And if anybody is interested, any company is interested to go for green belt and then to black belt and then to other belts, then they can contact QSI Cert Canada, and we will be happy to do that one. If you have any question about this presentation, you will find an email on our website, on our Facebook, and you can send it to that. We will be happy to assist you in that when we'll answer you back. Thank you very much for attending this small webinar, and I hope that it will give you some kind of knowledge of Six Sigma and all those kinds of methodologies which we discuss in that one. And see you again. Have a good day. Thank you very much.